burning in hell, but don't deserve to be. Got niggas I don't even know that wanna murder me, just because they heard of me.
How the voting system is used to drain your energy. This spring, 2026, many Americans will be watching the 2026 presidential debate so they can make an informed decision to vote for the candidate that they believe is the best to lead their country. What most Americans do not realize is that the presidential debate is a play, and therefore all presidential candidates are basically actors auditioning for an acting job of a corporation called the United States. Like that old saying they said, life is a stage. May the best actor win. And I always wanted to be an actor like Will Smith, when I was young. John Claude Van Damme and all this stuff. Come to find out I was in the acting business all along. The moment you come out the womb, you're in the acting business. May the best actor win. If you're being targeted, you're surrounded by a bunch of actors. After being hired, the new president is assigned to more acting lessons so he or she can become one of the best professional actors that money can buy. The dark magicians like presidents who are professionally actors, especially the ones that are professionally liars, like the bots, because they can easily fool the American people to support the United States Incorporated and help expand its franchise throughout the world. The word franchise means the right or license granted by a company to an individual or group to market its products or services in a specific territory. But did you know that the word franchise can also mean the right to vote? Every time you vote in their private corporate elections, you agree, whether you realize it or not, to be a franchise of their corporation, aka United States Inc. As a franchise, you are under the jurisdiction of commercial laws, such as admiralty law and the Uniform Commercial Code, UCC. Like any corporate employee, when a presidential candidate wins an election and is sworn into office, he or she becomes an employee of a corporation. The main difference is that he or she gets to play the role of the CEO of the United States, a federal corporation. Do you remember what I said earlier about Title 28 U.S. Code 3002? Under Title 28 U.S. Code 3002, subsections 15 and 15A, United States means, it says a federal corporation, bold emphasis added. It is right in their so-called laws, which are not really laws, but are acts and statutes. A play also has acts furthermore. It often has statues as props. Hence the play called the presidential debate. This debate is a play because it has presidential candidates, actors, standing behind a podium like statues, as they are worshipped like idols by naive citizens. And look, you notice every day when it said they're worshipped by the citizens like idols, but then these same citizens are the same so-called Christians that swear they love Jesus and stuff. And the Bible clearly states and tells you all through the Old Testament, Deuteronomy, Leviticus, and all that stuff, Exodus, you should not worship graven images and idols, but yet and still you worship these idols that they put in your face. Like, for instance, celebrities, Beyonce, Jay-Z's, Will Smith, Denzel Washington, these politicians, the presidents, you worship those idols as well. So what's the difference? There is no difference. You're just a naive bot. It says, I'm gonna take it. Let me take it back. It says this debate is play. This debate is a play because it has presidential candidates, actors standing behind a podium like statues, as they are worshipped like idols by naive citizens. The word idol is defined as an image or other material object representing a deity to which religious worship is addressed. Today, the U.S. government is the new God or deity for Americans, and their new religion is democracy. Can I get a no there? I'm going to say that one more time. Today, the U.S. government is the new God or deity for Americans, and their new religion is democracy. As an employee of the United States Incorporated, the president has to follow the rules, codes, acts, and statutes of the United States, or the president can be fired. You best believe that. That's the only reason why your boy Obama done made it for those 8 years, because he was a good old puppet. If he'd have been talking like I'm talking, he would have got his head blasted. All right. Let me take it back. It says the president has to follow the rules, codes, acts, and statutes of the United States, or the president can be fired. Unlike a traditional employee, the president can only be fired by his or her board of directors, also known as the Congress. By now, you should start to see how the offices of the United States are structured like a corporation, which is why the United States has a president and a vice president and a few secretary offices. One of its departments is even called U.S. Department of Human Resources, because the United States is a corporation. That's right. It's not a country, y'all. It's a corporation. It also has shareholders. Some of these shareholders practice the art of dark magic. And you wonder why you don't understand the words that is coming out of my mouth, because you haven't done any type of banishing. You are under a mind control spell. That's the reason why you don't understand me or overstand me or even understand. Shake those demons off your punk ass for the 93 shot. All right, let me take it back. It says some of these shareholders practice the art of dark magic and therefore are sometimes called the dark magicians. You don't think these people are doing witchcraft on your punk ass? Witchcraft rule the world. Some people like to refer to them as the elite or the cabal. Can I get a no there? Hold on, let me use my highlighter real quick. Man. I gotta, you know what I'm saying? Let me go ahead. There you go. Hold on. All right, let me get it. Hold up. Let me put the cap on. Before it dry out. It says because the United States has shareholders, one of its top priorities is to make sure that its shareholders are happy. One of the most profitable business for the United States is war. Can I get a fuck no there? You best believe, take away war and you see this economy. Wall Street would drop right now. You best believe it. Take away war. This is how they profit. This is how they benefit. They benefit on your suffering. You see what I'm saying? You don't understand this. You're not feeling me because you still got the dark magic on your punk ass. Get the juju off you. All right. It says one of the most profitable business for the United States is war. Many wars have been engineered or partially planned by the dark magicians of the secret government to make money and spread tyranny throughout the world. And y'all thinking that Jesus is going to stop this mess? Y'all thinking that a president going to stop this mess? How they going to stop it when this is business? America is a corporation, y'all. America is a corporation. It's a business. They're not going to stop war. They're not going to stop tyranny because they're making a lot of money to keep your punk ass asleep. An important information that you need to know about the United States is that it has, to a large extent, seized the flag of the United States of America, which is the war flag with the 50 stars and 13 stripes made up of the colors red and white. Because of this, it is under the control of the corporation known as the United States Incorporated, usually written in all capital letters, United States, in legal documents. The good news is that they did not seize the flag. Hold up. They did not seize the flag lawfully and therefore have no lawful standing. Another important information that you need to know about the war flag with the 50 stars and the 13 stripes, that when its border has a gold fringe, it represents the U.S. military flag of war. The flag deals with martial law, territorial law, admiralty law, and maritime law. Can I get a no there? When you see the gold fringe U.S. flag in a government building, courtroom, it means that common law rights and the Constitution are suspended or void, and therefore the building is operating under military and commercial laws. And how do you, and you're like, no, that ain't true, D. That ain't true. Nigga, ain't you being gang stalked? Didn't they already strip you from your rights? Aren't they in your dream world? Aren't they manipulating your dreams? Aren't you getting V2K, directed energy weapons, followed by a bunch of bots and stupid people, harassed, blacklisted in America? Huh, you dumbass? And you still want to debate with me about this crap? You don't think I know what I'm talking about, nigga? Let me get this goddamn thing. Hold on, I'm gonna read a little bit more. I'm gonna read a little bit more, and after that, I'm gonna say, get this goddamn camera out my face. A little bit more. The U.S. military flag of war, which is the U.S. flag with the gold fringe on its border, was traditionally flown over U.S. military buildings only during wartime. Today, this flag is seen in nearly every court in the United States in the offices of U.S. politicians. To make matters worse, almost all American courts operating under American common law have been replaced by foreign courts operating under military and commercial laws. In other words, Americans are living under a less severe form of martial law, unless you're targeted. In simple terms, Americans have been conquered from within because of their ignorance and irresponsibility. Say that one more time. In simple terms, Americans have been conquered. Hear that word real good. Conquered. They done conquered you from within. They done stole your soul already. Because of their ignorance, my people shall perish from a lack of knowledge. My people shall, that's for your scripture reading, toting Christian people. My people shall perish from a lack of knowledge. That's right. Because of their ignorance and irresponsibility. It is your responsibility to do what I'm doing right now, researching, seeking you shall find with your bitch ass. You know what I'm saying? Ignorance and irresponsibility. If you have the flag with the 50 stars and 13 stripes in your home or yard, you may want to remove it. You better believe it. If you have the flag with the 50 stars and the 13 stripes in your home or yard, you may want to remove it. This flag does not really represent freedom because it is a flag of war. It is a flag of war. You're not going to learn this reading Psalms 91, nigga. You know what I'm saying? You think you're going to learn this, you know what I'm saying, just reading Psalms 91? Huh? You better step your game up. All y'all know is King James. Like, that's the only book out here. You know what I'm saying? If you were to display it, you would be expressing that you are at war, basically. That's like you walking around with a red rag representing the Bloods or a blue rag representing the Crips. If you were to display it, talking about the flag, you will be expressing that you are at war. So everybody that got them flags hanging around on their cars or with you basically representing war, and you don't even know it. You's a dumbass. Because of this, you can be labeled as an enemy combatant, preventing you from being eligible for the law of peace. The flag is controlled by the United States, an incorporated entity controlled by the New World Order. However, this does not mean that Americans cannot regain control of it. To do this, Americans need to wake up and repopulate their lawful courts and government offices. I'm going to stop it right there. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. DB Gang Stalker Simulation, you already know it's the best channel. You're going to get the real player. Ain't no boy. I'm not over here to preach to you and tell you about somebody coming back to save your punk ass. I'm telling you better save your damn self. Get the goddamn camera on my face.
Hopeless. They should have killed me as a baby, and now they got me trapped in a storm. I'm going crazy. Forgive me.
Morons, come and get me. You guys give up or you're thirsty for more.